These lanes are getting a lot of use these days. I'm Tina's Danny at the corner of Peter and Adelaide, where the number of cyclists has increased significantly since the lanes were installed in 2013. It's a true success story, but there is a catch. The city is still working out some quirks before making them permanent. If they're not weaving, they're dodging. If they're not dodging, they consider themselves lucky.
There's a lot of bad drivers out there. Believe me. I mean, I got hit by a car, I got hit by a truck.
If you have a bell, it's okay. It's kind of like a video game. You got to be prepared for every door that opens.
A video game, but with real-life consequences. The reason cyclists push for more bike lanes is pretty simple.
Well, it helps me from not being hit by a car on the street.
But the installation of bike lanes has traditionally been slow in Toronto, even in cases where there's been an explosive growth of ridership. Like on Adelaide and on Richmond.
We've moved from, a couple of hundred cyclists a day on the corridor to over 6,000 cyclists a day. So it's just been an astronomical change.
New numbers from the city reveal the two streets have seen a 1,500% increase in cyclists since lanes were temporarily installed in 2013. Temporarily being the operative word, because 5 years later, and despite the success story, they're still part of a pilot project, and the city hasn't made them permanent.
The city tends to take a long time in building bike lanes, protected bike lanes, especially in Toronto, and we need to see the city pick up the pace.
We still had some problems that we needed to sort of get through in terms of the evaluation.
One of the biggest challenges is on this stretch of Adelaide, just west of Bay, where trucks are being forced to block the bike lanes in order to unload. So the city's solution is to move the lanes from the south side of the street to the north side.
Avoiding those loading dock queues is really the biggest impetus behind this change.
Some drivers say this simple solution won't be enough if people don't know or choose not to follow the rules.
Cars will go through reds, bikes will go through reds, turning right. In theory, the cars are supposed to go to the curb, and cyclists go to the left of them, but they don't. Right. And then they get mad because they get cut off by a car, but the car's supposed to do that. Again, this was never explained. They just put bike lanes in and said, okay, here you go.
But bike lanes are making a difference when it comes to collisions. On Richmond, collisions are down 79% since lanes were installed, and on Adelaide, they're down 63%.
It is among the most popular routes in the city now, and it just shows that if you build it, they will come.
So what's next? Well, the city hopes to bring a report to council next year with a recommendation to make the lanes permanent. And the lanes only run between Bathurst and Parliament, so advocates say they'd really like to see them integrated into the larger network, weaving with other bike lanes in the city. They say it's the only way to keep cyclists safe during what has been a particularly difficult time for cyclists and collisions.